Hello guys, Tops here. Today I have a common weapon misconception in Battle Brass, and I heard that so many times and I'm sick and tired of it. Today is the day where I will clear this myth. And the myth is the QUATAL Dagger with triple death blow is the highest damage in the game. And I heard this so many times and I'm done with it, because it's not. I'm gonna prove it to you. So, we have the QUATAL Dagger with duelist, QUATAL Dagger build. We have a famed dagger with additional damage, and we have a mace who has armor efficiency. So, no additional damage, no additional armor pen. So, that's that. But it's a famed mace. Okay. So, for testing, how this works, I hit my orc once, and now I'm waiting for the QUATAL. And ideally, damn it, the orc charged through. Let me see. Can still death blow twice, I think. So we hit this guy, the orc, in the head. Did almost half of his armor and 41 HP damage. The target is not dazed anymore, so actually I have to wait a little bit. It's sometimes hard to set up, guys. One second. Skip. Okay, now the mace hit. My target is now dazed. Alright. So, let's see. Triple death blow, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. So you could kind of see from the damage, after hitting this guy 2 times with a mace, with a famed mace, and we basically stripped this guy away from all of his armor. The triple death blow in a scenario where this guy had already significant health point loss and half of his armor at least was gone, we still, with triple death blow, did roughly the damage that one mace hit did. And so what I want to say is, one mace hit is roughly the same damage as triple death blow. Of course, there are variants with that, like you have the, depending on how the weapon rolls, like as you can see, that's the damage that we can do. Up to 67 hit point damage, up to 30 damage can ignore armor. And yeah, as you can see, it's not really that high, actually. Right? And that's because of the armor efficiency. The dagger has only 70% armor efficiency. So as soon as you hit anything that has armor, you're gonna do significantly reduced damage. Like, I think at 70% you are... I forgot how the math worked, but it's roughly, I would say roughly half of your damage, actually, of your base damage is getting applied to armor. So like, it is like... And the HP damage that you do is reduced by the current armor the target has, right? So like against armor targets, the dagger sucks really, really bad. And that is the problem, because the death blow, if we set it up with a mace, right? What are we death blowing? Right? We are death blowing, in my mind, only tanky targets. Because if I hit something with a 2-handed mace, like, the small stuff is just instantly gonna die. And the duelist does not apply... A duelist gives us additional armor penetration, but not additional damage. So duelist is only good against armor targets. So realistically, we are only looking at Chosens and Orc Warriors. And as you can see, damage against an Orc Warrior with a famed QUATAL with additional damage was with triple death blow. Roughly the same damage as one hit from a mace. And so that's just something I want to say. Like, the mace is overall, in most case scenarios, the best damage in most case scenarios. And I'm just like, even with a famed dagger with additional damage, the damage sucks against armor targets. And that's my only, like, the only scenario where, like, high HP, high armor targets is where like the combo between the daze from a two-handed mace and the dagger makes sense. I know you can throw a net and be more efficient that way, but like you're jumping through a lot of hoops to achieve the same thing a two-handed mace does. So just in terms of damage and armor efficiency and everything else, just hitting with a two-handed mace once is gonna be roughly the same damage as triple death blowing with a dagger. Of course you don't get the benefit of like additional movement, right? You can hit 3 times per turn, so you know you can overwhelm, something that you can't really do with a two-handed mace, right? But like when it comes to damage, the 3 death blow attacks from the dagger, they suck. Even with additional 33% more damage and additional 20% armor ignore. Just sucks. It's not the highest damage in the game. Trust me, it's not even close. And I hope we cleared this misconception once and for all, because I'm really tired of this. Two-handed mace with active killing frenzy, much more damage. Even base, the same damage as triple death blow with the famed, right? So if we start stacking damage on this weapon, if we get killing frenzy, executioner, dude, the damage is just crazy. Look at the damage this thing can do. 95 to 115 to hit points, much more armor damage, and yeah, look at that, 95 to 115. With the famed dagger, it's 45 to 67. But again, if we look at the death blow, yeah, it's roughly the same. Again, against armor targets, the death blow just sucks, right? And that's the only like reason where you would want to use like the daze dagger setup. So just hitting things casually with a mace is much more damage, roughly the same damage as triple death blow, and it's much more efficient if you start stacking damage. Because this with killing frenzy is not gonna be that much more. Executioner, yeah maybe, but like you still suck against armor, and that's never gonna change. 70% armor efficiency means you are effectively doing, I think it was half damage to anything that has armor, right? I mean, we can actually check the numbers. Is that roughly, you do significantly reduce damage to armor, right? And yeah, that's the whole thing. I know I'm rambling, it's a little bit complicated, the whole thing. But yeah, you can try this for yourself. Just hitting once with a two-handed mace is roughly the same damage as triple death blowing, right? So why bother running around with a QUATAL, right? Triple death blowing when you can just hit things with a mace in the head, right? And do much more damage. Alright guys, this was not the perfect test. I tried this a couple of times. This is the best test I did so far. But I hope you could see that the two-handed mace is much better. And I'm gonna promise you, if you test it in most other case scenarios, two-handed mace is just better damage overall, right? So no, the 3 death blow attacks from the dagger is not the highest damage in the game. It's debunked. Okay. I know, see, like, guys, dagger duelists are fun, right? They're fun build, they're fast, you know, they're excellent at destroying brigands and stuff, and low armor stuff, low medium armor stuff. But like, as soon as you fight heavy armored stuff, even with triple death blow, you won't do shit. Honestly, it's just, you won't do shit. Just, if you know how armor works, the dagger doesn't do shit to armor, right? Alright guys, this is it from my video today. And yeah, you can check this out for yourself, try it for yourself, compare it for yourself. Yeah. Guys, I'm not hating on the dagger too much, but it's not the highest damage in the game. Thank you for watching, please like, comment and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day, bye bye.